Hey, so I always get questions around the topic of motivation, more specifically, how to stay motivated or keep yourself motivated when you are learning English. So today I will share my thoughts and experiences with you on the topic of motivation, and we'll talk about what exactly motivation is, how to get it, and what to do if you lose it. So let's get started. First of all, we need to understand what motivation is. What exactly is motivation? If you look up the definition of motivation, it is the reason or reasons you have for acting or behaving in a particular way, okay? This is the actual definition of motivation. So this means that in order to have motivation, we actually need to have a reason. And if you don't have a clear reason for why you're learning English, it can be very difficult for you to feel motivation. So what does this mean for you as an English learner? This means that you need to have clear reasons or clear goals for why you are learning English or what you are doing or trying to do with your English. And sometimes you might actually have a goal, but you might lose track of it or kind of forget about it or get distracted. And in these situations, you can also lose motivation if you lose track of what exactly you are trying to do. So the first step to getting motivated is creating clear goals and clear targets for yourself with English. If you have never done that, today is the day when you can write down some of your goals. Now, I really want to stress that the most powerful source of motivation to do anything, including learning English, comes from within you. So this means that you should not wait for someone else to tell you what to do, someone else to set your goals for you. So don't wait for your teacher, your colleagues, your classmates, your boss, your friends, your partner, anyone else to tell you, okay, you need to improve your English for this reason. You need to work on this area of your English. It's really no one else's responsibility, especially if you are an adult English learner watching this. It is up to you to set these clear goals for yourself. I know that sometimes we can be a little bit lost, and it helps to have someone else do the hard work or the heavy lifting for us. But motivation is much more powerful when it comes from you rather than from someone else or from something else. Now, don't get me wrong. Of course, teachers like myself, we are here to help you. We're here to help you. We are here to guide you, to teach you the tools and the strategies that you need to be successful with your English. Absolutely, it's our pleasure to help you. However, it is up to you to take that first step, all right? Now, if you are interested in learning more about private classes with me, I will link that information down below for you in case you need some help, some guidance, some direction with setting and achieving your goals in English. So that's the very first thing. You need to set some clear, specific goals for yourself, all right? And I would love to hear what your goals are with English. Please do share them with us in the comments. So once you set your goals, you're usually feeling good, you're pumped, you're motivated, you have energy, you have the drive that you need. But after a while, sometimes your momentum and your excitement starts to wear off. It starts to slow down. And then you start to realize that you're not progressing as fast as you would like to. You start to feel frustrated. You start comparing your progress to other people's progress. You start to become tired and you get frustrated. And all of these things cause you again to lose this initial motivation. So what do we do when this happens? What do we do when we were motivated, but we've lost our motivation? So after 12 years of teaching English, and based on my personal experience, I have come to learn and understand that there is something else that is much more powerful than motivation, and that is consistency. Consistency is the key to becoming good at absolutely anything, of course, including your English. So what is consistency? Consistency, or being consistent, means that you keep showing up, you keep trying time after time, even when you don't feel like it. Even when you feel tired, even when you lack motivation, you still continue to show up, to try and do what you have to do. And sometimes it's good and sometimes it's not good, but you don't let that stop you. You just keep on going. Now, why is consistency more powerful or more important than motivation? It is because you can control consistency. You can control how consistent you are. Whereas motivation is more of a feeling and an emotion. It's harder to control, but consistency is something that you can control 100% of the time. And consistency is really all about developing a habit. So forming and developing a habit. And once you form the right habits and you stay consistent, I promise you, you will see results. You will see improvement. So in a practical sense, what does all of this mean? Here's what it means for you. If you are lacking motivation right now, or you don't know how to get motivated, this is what you have to do. Start by building small habits and being very consistent with those habits. So here are some practical examples. You can commit to reading the news or reading an article or a blog post in English every day for 15 minutes. You commit to reading in English every day for 15 minutes, all right? It doesn't matter whether it's in the morning, the evening, the afternoon, whether it's on your commute to work, if you take the train or the bus to work. You just need to commit this 15 minutes to reading in English, okay? Another example would be, I will watch 3 new YouTube videos every week in English, okay? So these are small commitments, but they are very manageable. They are practical. They are realistic, okay? They are simple enough, even if you're busy, even if you're tired, even if you don't feel like doing it. The key is to just start small. It's much better than stopping your English altogether, because sometimes when we lose our motivation or we feel tired, we just say, okay, I need a break, I need to take a break, and we stop. But the problem is that a lot of times we don't restart, we don't start again. So instead of stopping your English or taking all these breaks, I would just slow down and start to build these little habits. And once you have committed to one of these habits, you can slowly add another one and another one and another one. And before you know it, you will solidify all of these new positive and productive habits. Now, another important thing as an adult English learner is to hold yourself accountable, to hold yourself responsible. There's no one telling you you need to read for 15 minutes every single day. There's no one checking on you or looking over your shoulder to check whether you've done this or whether you haven't, right? Like when we're in school, we have our teachers following up, our parents telling us to do our homework, but now you've made this commitment as an adult to improve your English communication skills for whatever the reason, and it really is up to you to stick to these little habits. Even if you are taking a class or you're studying with a teacher, it's still up to you outside of the class to make sure that you are developing these healthy, positive habits that are going to help your progress. You really need to learn to hold yourself accountable when you are trying to be consistent and develop these habits. So I would say that consistency is the key to becoming successful at everything, at anything in life. Remember that absolutely no one starts off as an expert in anything. So if you see people who speak English very well and have learned English and their communication skills are amazing and impressive, keep in mind that they too started from the beginning, but they were consistent. They put in the work, whether they were motivated or not. And if you are consistent, it's impossible to become worse at something. It's only possible for you to improve. Even if your improvement is slow, it's gonna happen. I promise you, you will get better. And like I said, the thing that's gonna keep you consistent is having some very clear goals. So this means that having clear goals and being consistent and developing habits, these things go hand in hand. And once you understand these concepts, which are part of the learning process, you will be able to re-motivate yourself. And like I said earlier, motivation that comes from you is much more powerful than when it comes from someone else. Now, if you have any advice or tips that have worked well for you to help you stay motivated, please do share those with us in the comments. And if you enjoyed today's video, I do share daily tips like this over on Instagram, so make sure that you follow on Instagram as well. I'll link that down below for you. Don't forget to grab your free ebook, English Conversations Made Simple. The link is below the lesson. And thanks so much for watching, for spending time with me and learning with me today. I'll see you very soon in the next one.